Okay, we're back. This is part 8. She's about to go back and explain how she was holding her stuff and open the door.
I want you to stand right here. Okay? Now, we're going to pretend the door is in this area, okay? Kind of facing this way. I want first to put this equipment on your arm like you were when you were carrying it down the hallway and you came to the door.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Oh, I want you to position the equipment on your body the way you had it when you were walking down the hallway and came to the door.
Can you bend the microphone in your direction, Mr. Shook?
I was about to say, why don't you just move the microphone? Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Around here. I'm going to caution you to keep your voice up, okay? All right. First, Judge, I want to offer...
Actually, having her hold that heavy stuff is probably getting her blood flow more down to there, which is probably a good thing. Because remember, when you're in fight or flight and you're going through this emotional state, the blood leaves the extremities and goes to the major muscle groups. So using her blood for strength or eating up some of that adrenaline or pressure or stress she's feeling right now is probably a good thing. I wouldn't have her hold it too long, but I mean, he kind of walked away and left her holding it there. The point he's probably wants to go is that when you're walking up like this, it's hard to see over this. It's very easy. If you walked up to a door, you wouldn't see the mat. I might have someone else. I would have had one of my other witnesses walk up to the door holding the stuff and ask if he saw the mat or put a mat to give that demonstration. But he's doing it with her, and I don't know if he's going to bring up the site or not. Again, it's the first time I'm watching this.
Exhibits, Defense 77, 78, which are still photos from the state's video 51.
No objection.
They're both admitted.
Amber, as you came up to the to your door, I want to, and your door will be right here. I want you to show the jury how you took your fob out and went to put it into the keyhole.
Your Honor, object, I can't hear.
You're going to have to keep your voice up.
I always keep my keys in my front right pocket.
The attorney's blocking the mic, and he's telling her to keep her voice up. Get out of the way of the mic, you big dummy.
When I was approaching the door, I would grab out my keys and walk up to the door where I know where the lock is at and insert the key fob into the lock.
And is that what you started to do on that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you inserted the key, or started to insert the key into the lock, did you see anything wrong with the door?
I saw it was cracked open.
Okay, keep your voice up.
It was cracked open.
Okay. And that's as you're putting the key in?
Yes, sir.
And when you say cracked open, you see the exhibit on the monitor. Okay, you remember that video when they showed how the door didn't close? Now this is from the inside. Were you viewing the same type of situation, the door from the outside?
Yes, I was.
Okay. As the key goes into the keyhole, that's when you saw the door?
Judge, I'm going to object to the leading again.
Sustained.
I think he said object leading. Usually you don't object to things like this because you just want the information out. This DA is just being a jerk. He wants to object every time he can to disrupt the flow and to not make it easy on this witness. He wants her to look either confused or not be led or make her get her own answers or not have her attorney help her. So that's why he's objecting, which appears to be kind of a lot, and they're kind of PS objections in my book. But
did you see anything else or notice anything else at that point in time?
I heard moving around inside my apartment.
What type of moving around?
Like loud shuffling, someone walking.
Okay.
we can't say that maybe the guy heard her walk up and was hiding the marijuana. No, Rick, you can't say that. That's not fair. Oh, okay.
What happened when the key actually went into the keyhole?
It forced the door open.
Normally, you have to unlock it and turn it over.
Yes, he did.
Judge, again, I'm going to object to the leading.
Judge, I'm just trying to reorient from the prior testimony so we can get through this.
But you cannot leave, Mr. Shook.
Okay.
Again, he wants to disrupt him, look like he's doing something wrong. See, the jury's probably a little confused, like, I wonder why he's objecting. I wonder why this attorney did wrong. Oh, the attorney's trying to testify for her. This attorney must be up to no good if the prosecution has to object. See, if you don't understand these courtroom games, you may think that there's some legitimate thing that they're doing wrong here. I mean, you can't lead a witness and say, yeah, actually you can lead a witness under some circumstances. If you get them as a hostile witness, you can ask leading questions or questions that can just be answered. Isn't it true? Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Isn't it true? Blah, 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 blah. That's leading. So when this attorney kind of went, well, when you normally open it, you would have to stick the key fob in. Well, the way he probably should ask it is, what is the normal procedure when you open your door? And make her explain it. It just makes it get across easier. You're getting the same information. This attorney's being a jerk.
What do you do normally?
When I come home,
Man, there's the question. I just made it up, and that's kind of what I just made up.
I just put the key into the keyhole, and then I turn it to the left, and then I unlock or use the door handle and turn it down and push open the door.
And what happened this time?
What happened was I put the key into the lock. I see that it's cracked open, and at the same time, I'm hearing this moving around. But me putting the key fob into the lock is pushing the door open, and everything's happening all at once.
Okay, let me ask you that.
That's good. I don't even know if I don't know if I would have interrupted her. He obviously wants to walk her down, and he didn't want her to say any more. So he interrupted her and cut her off. He can do that to his own witness. If the other attorney had cut her off like that, then he should object and go, Your Honor, he didn't let her finish the answer. And this attorney, the DA, could technically go, Your Honor, he didn't let her finish the answer, if he thinks she's going to say something that would help him. But for some reason, her own attorney cut it off. I kind of like where she was going. She was painting a picture of chaos. I heard things, the door opened, and when I heard things and I was scared and I didn't know what was going on, and it seemed that it was happening really fast. I was okay with where she was going. Her attorney stopped her for some reason.
We're breaking this down, but how fast can you tell the jury this is happening?
Less than 2 seconds. The motions of me doing all this is less than 2 seconds.
Tell the jury what you felt inside and what you felt in your brain when you saw those three things happen.
I was scared to death.
How quickly did that happen?
Less than 2 seconds. It was quick.
Okay.
She's saying 2 seconds. I wouldn't want to put a time saying, because somehow get up with a timer and go, well, how long is 2 seconds? Because you're making it seem like it was fast. 2 seconds is 1001, 1002. That's actually quite a long time. And you said 2 seconds. Could it have been 3 seconds? So I wouldn't have put a time. I would have just happened. It happened almost instantaneously. Everything was happening so quick, it seemed like it was happening within milliseconds. That would have been a better answer in my book. I'm not saying lie. I'm just saying it's all about articulation. And when you find yourself in one of these critical incidents and you've got the government's boot on your neck trying to put you away for life, you better pick your words carefully.
Why were you scared?
I thought I came home and they're inside my apartment. And that was alerted me on this. Your heart rate just skyrocketed. This feeling you never want to feel again.
See, the DA is gonna object again. He's gonna break up because she's sounding reasonable and she's making good points to the jury, and he doesn't want that. So how do you stop it? You object to BS stuff and you break it up so she doesn't get in a good flow. This guy is doing exactly what this guy should have done on the cross. When this attorney's attacking her, this is what he should be doing, and he didn't.
Your Honor, if the demonstration is over with, I'm asking this, can we go
It's
back?
not over, Judge. I'll sit down when it's over.
Woo! So you can tell he got a little pissy. You can tell his arm went on here defensive, and he kind of took a posture of like, this guy's pissing me off. And he looked at a judge and said, it's not over, Judge. When it's over, I'll sit down. Basically telling him, shut up and quit trying to take over my witness or my examination. So I would have probably directed it to him. I would have, and the judge would have went, direct all your comments to the bench, because they're not technically supposed to talk to each other. But you notice when he stood up, he looked at him and then addressed the judge. So this is courtroom. This DA wants to break up this He wants her to hold this longer. He doesn't want her on this same frame of thought. And he can accomplish his mission. He's got him and her looking at the judge now, waiting, and the jury lost their emotional connection to what was really happening in real time at that front door that critical night. So, again, courtroom games.
Okay, let's go through the demonstration and we can do the discussions later.
So the judge kind of soft shoot it and kind of went, all right, you two, let's not argue in front of the jury. She handled that pretty well, I think. She kind of said, look, let's get on with it. I don't want to get you guys in a pissing contest. I would be pissed too. I mean, I think he should have been all over this DA quite a few times, and he didn't.
Can I
Yes.
refrain from being interrupted?
Well, if
Could
he
you instruct
feels
him?
the need to object, he
I
has the
understand.
right to object.
This guy wasn't ready to move on. He wants to make sure and make the jury know that he interrupted him and he's being rude and he's the bad guy. So, and the judge went, you can object. We don't need to complain. So, and again, this is kind of what judges need to do. They kind of got to hold these attorneys in check because they'll get out of hand and start, getting their feathers fluffed up. Neither one of these attorneys are worried about going to jail. Only this person is the only one worried about going to jail, and she gets the least rights out of this kangaroo court.
Your next question, Mr. Shook.
Now then, as you
See, he's lost his train of thought, and he's pissed because he can't get it back. And that's exactly what the DA wanted. He should go right back. You were explaining how everything was happening fast, and you put the key in. Let's start over and do that again. And get her right back on track.
were telling the jury what you were feeling. I think you were saying something about what you were feeling in your chest.
I compare it to being into a car wreck. Right before you hit that car, you literally just, everything freezes up inside your body. You don't know what's going to happen next. It's just fear, pure fear inside of you.
Was there a light on inside your apartment?
No,
Or what you believe was your apartment?
no, there was none.
Okay, so again, I talked about fight or flight earlier. This is why I think he should have put on an expert on fight or flight before, because this would have been a great time to say, it sounds like you're describing fight or flight. Are you familiar with that term? Yes. What is that? Well, when you're in a critical life-saving incident, blah, 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 blah. And we heard other testimony that when this happens, blah, 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 blah. He didn't get to push that point home, and that, I think, is a critical mistake, and that's, from a cop perspective, that's what I think he should have done to get across to the jury. You want to sell that fight or flight to the jury, and you want them to understand the concept before she explains what she was going through so they can connect it. He brings in the fight or flight guy afterwards, and to me, there's not as much connection to her testimony. This is my opinion. There'll be some lawyer out there. You're not a lawyer. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, whatever. I'm giving you my opinion.
As that door began to open, what were you looking for? What was going through your mind?
My cat, since I knew somebody was moving around inside my apartment, I wanted just to find that threat.
Okay. What were you feeling with that
Fear,
threat?
scared as crap.
Okay. As the door opened,
I'm not sure she should have said, I wanted to find that threat. I don't think that's what went through her mind. I think when she opened the door, she was so scared. She was like, I was confused. I didn't know what the hell's going on, and I was trying to get more information. I wanted to see if somebody was in my apartment, if it was my dog, if somebody broke in. I was just confused, and it was happening so fast, and I was so scared. I just wanted more information. I was trying to gather information. To me, that would have been a better answer. I'm not saying it's a lie. I honestly think that's what she was doing. When she said, I wanted to find who was in my apartment, I do not think she opened the door and went, oh, I bet you somebody's in there. I want to go find them with my hands full. If she thought somebody was in there, she would have dropped her equipment and drew her gun immediately before she started looking for him. And as a prosecutor, I'd be like, so you're telling me that you wanted to find them, but yet you didn't draw your gun, and so you're looking for somebody in your apartment that you're so scared, and you didn't even draw your gun. So that's why I didn't like that answer.
did you see anything in your apartment?
Yes, I did. That's whenever, directly in the middle towards the window, is when I saw the silhouette Guyger standing back there. I'm sorry.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Repeat that again, please, in a louder voice.
Whenever I fully opened the door, it was
This is very distracting. I mean, why can't they have a mic that they can pin on a witness or pin on an attorney for the, I mean, where are we at? Well, we're in 2019 and we don't have freaking wireless lapel mics in a courtroom that we can hook onto a witness and a DA? Are you kidding me? We got to keep interrupting for the jury to hear things 3 and 4 times because you can't freaking get a microphone in there? I mean, get a damn boom mic. Get something you can set on the floor in front of them. Have a mic in front of your jury stand. How hard is this to figure out? You got to have me come in and tell you how to run a damn courtroom because you guys are too stupid to get a microphone? I digress. Let me get back to this.
I saw this silhouette figure standing in the back middle apartment by the window.
You're saying figure?
Yes.
Okay. As you were open, and how did the door get fully open?
I used my left arm to fully open it. And at that time, that's whenever I'm drawing my service weapon out.
All at the same time?
Yes, sir.
That's good. I wish he would have got in when she said I saw a silhouette. What went through your mind when you standing at the door with your hand full and your door's opening and you already said you were scared? What happened when you saw a silhouette? What were you feeling? Man, my heart rate, I was even more scared then. I was even more in danger. I was so in danger at that point, I reached down to grab my gun. That paints a clearer picture of what happened. So the attorney, because he's not a cop, because he doesn't understand how to get her to talk like a cop and to get her to explain and articulate all this and to put it together, and she needs help because she's scared, she's nervous, she's doing it in front of strangers, she's reliving the worst light of her life, she's about to face 99 years of prison. She needs help. And her attorney, because he's not a cop, really can't help her. Or because he hasn't been educated enough to understand fight or flight. I mean, if I gave this attorney a class before this trial, he would have done a better job. Rick, you just think you're perfect and you know everything. No, but I do know how to feed a jury a better story, a more believable story, and how to get them to actually understand what is happening versus shuffling around worried about whether a damn mic can hear and arguing with the other attorney.
Okay. When you saw that figure, or silhouette of a figure at the back, did you do anything?
Yes. That's whenever I pulled my gun out and I yelled at him. It's like, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
What was the figure doing?
It moving around.
Okay. Did that cause you some concern?
Yes.
Why is that?
I couldn't see his hands.
How fast does this happen?
Real fast. It's seconds.
Okay.
I like real fast in seconds better than 2 seconds.
Are you still holding your equipment?
Yes, I am.
How's the door staying open?
I'm using my equipment to prop it open because those doors are heavy.
What did the figure do after you said, let me see your hands?
He started coming towards me.
Okay. How fast was he coming towards you?
A fast-paced walk.
Wasn't running?
Wasn't running.
All right. When you saw him coming towards you, what was going through your mind?
I thought that he was coming at me. Since I couldn't see his hands, he was going to kill me.
Did you hear anything as he was walking towards you?
There was a loud yell. He was yelling, hey, 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 in an aggressive voice.
Okay. I'll let you put this down.
Okay, so if I was examining her, I would have slowed it down a little bit because this is the key point. I would have asked her, well, when your door opened, you said you were scared. At what level would you say your fear was? 1 to 10. Okay, let's say a 7 or 8. You come home and you find your door open. You're kind of like, what the hell's going on? Then when you saw a figure, what level of fear were you on? Well, I'd moved to a 20 then because I was like, holy crap, somebody's in my house. And when you drew your gun, what level of fear were you feeling? And when you yelled and you saw him coming at you, what level? So I would build up this constant level of heightened fear, confusion, fast-paced, chaotic situation. And that helps the jury understand on why it's reasonable that you didn't notice that it wasn't your apartment. You weren't looking at the color of the walls. You weren't looking at pictures. You were dealing with this constant increase of fear and confusion. And I don't think they got that point across. And that's what I think they needed to get across. Oh, shit, I'm at 19 minutes. All right, we'll make this point our part 9, I think. I think this is 8. We'll go to part 9.